wristbands in the crowd for your kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them complete with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because it just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Broncos, they finish things off in style, putting a bow on a 14-3.
Alrighty. Recap. Let's go check the stats. Terrible game throwing. Herbert was definitely off, as I mentioned in the game, but in case you didn't watch it, Herbert was tired, +8 fatigue. That clearly was an issue with his throwing. So that kind of made me gun shy, which made me hold the ball, which just exasperated the issues. He was pretty efficient though. I mean, well, 54%, but I mean, he was decently efficient on his. Rushing, we were able to hold Williams with 24 carries. That's pretty good there. I probably should have ran a lot more, for sure, considering I was giving up that many interceptions. Excuse me. Decent distribution here. We had more drops than this, but Mike definitely had a big drop early on that kind of messed us up and put us in a bit of a hole. Guyton never gets this many yards, but he ended up having one long one for 75. Yeah, he had another long one as well. That was a decent yardage there. So Adderley came up with leading in individual tackles, or tied for individual tackles, solo tackles, I mean. Oh no, leading in solo tackles, and then Harris with assisted, but pretty good job there. I'm just paying attention like who I want to dev, and you know, Adderley and Harris are two that I want to dev there. So it's good to see them getting a good amount of tackles. Tackles for a loss, decent amount there. Couldn't get any sacks though. Sometimes he just had way too much time to sit back there. Pass deflections, 5 of them. There were some that should have been interceptions. Harris good with the forced fumble, and Asante had one pick 6 there, which was a good call. Oops. All right, let's take a look at the highlights here. Very uncharacteristic game here. Let's see right here what's going on here. I didn't read the beforehand. Yeah. So I was waiting here for his typical, he runs a tight end across that, you know, the little RPO. He ended up running it later. So I took a false step, which threw me off on my angle. But 7-0 in the first. Right here, this one was on me. I should have gotten rid of this. My guys just, I don't know, maybe it was the fatigue. They just couldn't get open. I probably could have right here threw this to my big tight end, but by this point I was a little gun shy with Herbert. Right here is too late to throw it. Right there is too late to throw it over there. I should have just released this here once I saw that, but I held it too late, tried to throw it away, and he was slow throwing it away, so definitely not ideal there. This one here, I just didn't understand Herbert. Like, you see, like he threw it up there. That wasn't what I was trying to do. And this is actually a bullet pass with Herbert, 96 throwing power. That's a bullet. it has to be fatigue why that came out so slow. I mean, because right here he's look, I'm throwing this right here, and look just how it floated, like the angle. He doesn't throw those like that. Those are like on a rope. So kind of weird. This kind of messed me off because then momentum was there, and I couldn't see what receivers were what. It was kind of rough. So here, again, I could have hit my inside receiver here. Probably should have, like right here. But because Herbert was a little bit, you know, I was just a little gun shy here on releasing. And then I just couldn't see symbols. So I'm not seeing symbols early enough, and I'm having a process like now, okay, what symbols what? But I realized later, if you hit triangle to audible a receiver, you can actually see the receiver. So it's 19-0 at half. I mean, we're not really getting much pressure on them. We're not really getting there. This one, we end up getting a good coverage sack right here. He had people open. He just didn't throw it. This was just throw out of a sack, and it wasn't even going to him. I mean, at this point, I was just tossing this up. So I think this was going up top, or either I was throwing across to the dig with L1, one of the two, but I don't think that was, because I remember thinking how much that was off, like it's so far inside. But I mean, he was getting hit, so it's kind of expected. But look at my linemen. You know, the fatigue probably affected them too, but look, I mean, it's 3 people, and he gets that pressure. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This one was on me. I was checking up here. Again, Herbert's not popping it out of there. Normally, I'm throwing this right here on the left. I mean, that's easy pickings. Sitting in this cover 6, like I'm gonna throw that immediately, but he's not popping it out there as fast. So I check my tight end. I check up top on the top right, and then I end up throwing this one, and I threw that late. So this one is completely on me. I saw him sitting out there, thought I could just dump it off just to get a quick pass there. So it is what it is. Came back next drive, and momentum was, you know, this one just basically is fortuitous. His guys ran into each other, and I just happened to throw to the right one. So momentum is off, but this is when I figured out that I can hit triangle, because I accidentally hit triangle and I could see my symbols. So I started to play way more comfortably, knowing who was going where, and it just worked out in that way. So he has some pretty clear tendencies, and so I don't like gambling a lot, but this one I went ahead and ran it too, and he just happened to throw it. I mean, he had the guy in the middle of the field just wide open, but that's just one of his tendencies, is to throw that route. So this one was me seeing that Williams has inside position, and I'm thinking he's going to go and get big, but he doesn't. It's Surtain. I should have known better. Backside, I had my dig over here with inside position, but I was just off. This one was just tossing it up. So I knew he was bringing it on this one. So I just stepped up into the pocket just to get a block there and just tossed it up. Just living on a prayer. This one here, inside position, safety sitting, guy trailing, just throw it up there, let him go get it. So easy touchdown there. And then that's just taking a knee. So I let momentum get the best of me. Let me actually back out so we can make sure they're saved. I let momentum get the best of me and, wasn't able to force the turnovers. I was making bad decisions. Oh, shoot. Force of habit. Oh, I hope this didn't mess up the save. God dang it. Whew. Yeah, it saved. All right, so let me back out. um, so I let momentum get the best of me. Wasn't ready for that sort of situation where I can't see the symbols at all. Normally I can see them decently if I hold L2 or something. And I just kept before the play, just L2, 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 trying to see it and couldn't see it. So, um, momentum's a mug. So great game by him. He had a good strategy, was able to, blanket my receivers. Guys couldn't get open, but lesson learned. Don't go full pads this close to the playoffs. Otherwise, they're going to come out sluggish. So off to